Senator Lynn Ruane, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Caoirleach, and thank you, Minister. In a couple of minutes, I'll refer to Section 14, I think it was 12, in relation to the Child Benefit Amendment. But firstly, I'd just like to say I've listened to the debate back and forth today, and I think it always becomes really prevalent when we begin to talk about the economy and budgets and the most vulnerable. And I think what upsets me most is that we in this House and the other House talk about it in a very abstract sense. So we talk about meals for children going to school, but you know what? We never actually talk about why that exists, why them meals are even needed. So we keep going around sticking plasters on things and never acknowledging the gross inequality that exists and why that exists, and how no matter who's in government, whether it was Labour, whether it was Fianna Fáil, whether it's Fine Gael, no matter who historically has been in government, the poor have remained poor. And on the outside it might look like it might improve slightly every now and again, but I can tell you now, historically, people from low socio-economic backgrounds were poor during the boom and they are poor now. And it kind of really just upsets me then when I hear politicians then talk about the crumbs that are being thrown in a budget as if to congratulate that, without acknowledging that, you know, people are dying because of their social class, and deprivation and policies for years and years and years is the weapon that has kept that happening. You know, and it just, I had other things that I wanted to talk about today, but it just upsets me. It upsets me when I hear it. I spoke about this the other day at a lecture that I gave when I spoke on a panel last week, the week before, in Alexandra College, where the young girl from Dublin 6 gave an amazing speech. She gave a speech about where she went to school and where all her 10 best friends are. And her 10 best friends were travelling the world, doing all these amazing things and these amazing employments. And I done a quick audit in my head of my 10 best friends, and 8 out of 10 of them were dead, and the 9th died by the Thursday after that speech. And that is down to policy on budgets, on where we spend our money, on how we keep the poor poor. And I just think we need to move away from talking about it in the sense as if people aren't under this, you know, as if poverty is some sort of identity that we've assumed and we should accept it, you know. So I would really like call on everybody, and it's not aimed at you, it's actually aimed at everyone in the House here today, to realise that there's lives behind that, and firefighting at the top in relation to, well, let's just people go on to education and people get employment, and forgetting that social capital and cultural capital and information capital is also in deficit, and it doesn't rely all on finances for people to progress. So just after that rant out of the way, I will look at the Child Benefit Amendment briefly. Now, I went back over. It was
very important to hear it said in this House.
And the Child Benefit Amendment stood out to me most, so I went back over the transcript of the reasoning for it in the Dáil that you gave in relation to employers, your own department being able to extract information from employers in relation to whether somebody is still in the country or not, in relation to, well, that they are still working in the country. So employees that are not ordinarily from Ireland but are here working, in relation to them to be entitled to child benefit. What concerns me is the amendment there is so broad that it's not specific to that cohort and could be used as a data grab or any future person that takes your employment to actually access information that they ordinarily shouldn't, because obviously Irish citizens are entitled to that universal payment and it's not attached in any shape or form to a person's employment. And I feel that the current situation whereby if you are an Irish citizen with children's allowance, you have to get proof from the school if your child is still in school when that child turns 16. So that gives me as a mother agency to go and get that information that the department requires. And I think that we should give the non-Irish people here working in this country that same agency for them just to go to their employer instead of your department having direct access to their information and employment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Lynn Ruane. You actually had 1 minute, I was indicating, so but you're okay.
I never go over time.
Thank you very much, Senator Ruane.
Collecting all the other times.
Thanks a million. Senator Robbie Gallagher, you have 5 minutes.